Hello, my students of class 8. Welcome to our YouTube channel Classroom. We have already discussed the parts of the conducting system and how they work in a separate video. Now, in this chapter, in this part of the video, we will discuss water absorption through root. For this, we have to understand what is absorption, for which we have to do an experiment. Do this with me. Take a glass of water. Mark the water level first. Take a dry cotton ball. Dip it into the water. Then squeeze it. Check the water level now and mark the difference. Cotton absorbs water by its capillary property, for which water level goes down. This phenomenon is called absorption. Root, it is slightly different. To understand the difference, we have to understand the structure of the root. The root system of plant consists of a main root which gives lateral branches root. The lateral branches bear large number of fine outgrowth, which is a hair-like outgrowth called root hair. Magnified structure of the root hair. Being a plant cell, it has an outer cell wall and a inner cell membrane. As we all know from cell structure that cell wall being a freely permeable membrane, it allows all the substances to pass through it. But the inner thin cell membrane allows only water molecules to pass through it, but prevents the other large molecules. Such type of membrane is known as semi-permeable membrane. The cell membrane encloses the cytoplasm and its content like nucleus and other organelles. This facilitates the movement of water and dissolves the mineral into it. The cell sap in the cell is more concentrated and contain more solutes compared to the surrounding soil water. So, the highly concentration is inside and low concentration is outside. So, water moves through the semi-permeable membrane into the cell. This process is known as osmosis. We will discuss osmosis in the next portion of this video. Before that, we have to know what are the speciality of root hair. We will discuss it now. The first speciality of root hair is its large surface area. More surface area, greater is the absorption. And the next speciality is higher concentration. Root hair contain cell sap which is of higher concentration than the surrounding soil water. And the next is, we have already discussed the inner semi-permeable membrane. The cell wall is fully permeable, but inside the cell wall there is a semi-permeable membrane which helps in osmosis. Before knowing about osmosis in details, we have to know what are the types of movement. There are mainly three types of movement: diffusion, osmosis and transport. Transport is of two types, active and passive. Diffusion and osmosis comes under passive transport and active transport is another phenomenon. So we will discuss first diffusion. Diffusion occurs from higher concentration to lower concentration. Here you can see a drop of ink into the water. Ink molecules diffuse into the water evenly, making the water blue, occupying the intermolecular spaces of the water, for which it flows from higher concentration to lower concentration. This phenomenon is known as diffusion. It is an important phenomenon of transport. The movement of water molecule or solvent molecule from lower concentration to higher concentration through a semi-permeable membrane is called osmosis. Here in this video we can see there is a middle membrane which is a semi-permeable membrane. One side of the membrane contains fresh water and another side contains seawater. As we all know, seawater is more concentrated than the fresh water, so the fresh water passes through the semi-permeable membrane and the level of the seawater increases. It continues till then a equilibrium is established on the both sides. Now comes to another experiment. So we will do this experiment together. You all know raisins swell in water and grapes shrink in thick syrup. So put some resin in a bowl containing water and some soft skinned grapes in another bowl containing thick syrup of salt. Now after 12 to 13 hours, you will notice that the resin have swelled up whereas the grapes have shrunk. The resins have absorbed water but grapes lost it. In both cases, the gain or loss of water occurs through their skin or peel, which is a semi-permeable membrane. This experiment explains that osmosis is of two types. One is endosmosis, another is exosmosis. In case of resin, inflow of water or solvent occurs from the outside, which is a dilute solution, into the cell, which is a solution of higher concentration. This phenomenon is known as endosmosis. In case of grapes, the outward flow of water from the cell when it is placed into a more concentrated salt solution. So in this case also the water passes from lower concentration to the higher concentration. This process is known as exosmosis. Now we will explain what is active transport. Active transport also occur from lower concentration to higher concentration, but it need energy to transport the mineral. There is no semi-permeable membrane, so they need energy to transport the mineral from lower concentration to the higher concentration. Now, as we know all the three types of transport, we will know now movement of water in plant, how it occurs. The water is absorbed by root hair from the surrounding soil by osmosis, as the inner cell membrane of the root hair is semi-permeable. It then moves into the deeper part of the root from cell to cell. It also occurs through osmosis and reaches the central xylem, which continues upward into the stem to the leaves. This upward movement of water and mineral is called ascent of sap. This movement is known as ascent of sap. In case of ascent of sap, there is an important role of root pressure. It is a pressure developed in the root due to the continuous inflow of water. This pressure helps in pushing the plant sap upward, due to which water enters into the xylem, which passes through the inner cell of the root by the cell osmosis. Now we will discuss the process of transpiration. Plant absorb water through the roots. This absorbed water are sent in all the parts of the plant, including leaves. Leaf use a little amount of water for photosynthesis. As you all know, photosynthesis is the process of leaf to make food. But the rest of the water, what happens with that? The rest of the water gets evaporated into the atmosphere as vapor. This process is known as transpiration. What are the uses of transpiration and why transpiration occurs? We will discuss it now. Now the factors of transpiration. The first factor is sunlight. During the daytime, the rate of the transpiration is faster. This is because the stomata remain open and allow the inward diffusion of carbon dioxide for photosynthesis. During night, stomata closed, so transpiration hardly occurs. What is stomata? Stomata is a hole in the leaves of the plant through which they absorb carbon dioxide during photosynthesis, and they also absorb oxygen during respiration. Now, the next factor is temperature. Transpiration is faster in hot summer days compared to the cold winter days. The third factor is wind. Transpiration is more when wind is blowing faster as water evaporates faster from the leaf. The fourth and last factor is humidity. Transpiration is reduced if the air is humid. If the air is humid, then vapor cannot be consumed by the air. So, they can't hold the water molecules as when it is already laden or already moistured with humidity. So, these are the factors of transpiration. These control the rate of the transpiration. What are the importance of transpiration? Why it is a necessary phenomenon for plant? The first importance is cooling effect. In transpiration, water gets evaporated from the plant. The heat required for this evaporation is obtained from the plant itself. Thus, the plant able to cool itself when it is too hot outside. It helps in maintaining the concentration of sap inside the plant body. How it maintain? The roots continue to absorb water from the soil. If excess water is not evaporated out, the sap would become too dilute, preventing further absorption of water along with the minerals required for the plant. So, these are the two necessary importance of transpiration. Now, we will know the use of water in plant. There are three main ways through which plant use water. First is transportation. The water in plant body, in both case xylem and phloem, transport substances in solution from one part to another. The next is food production. Water is used for photosynthesis. It combines with carbon dioxide from the air in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll and produce glucose. What is cooling effect? The water absorbed when transpired from the surface of the leaves in the form of water vapor induce cooling effect because they use heat from the plant for evaporation. Now, we will discuss what are the effects of mineral, importance of mineral in plant body. Minerals, nutrients or elements are essential for the plant to grow well and complete their life cycle properly. The nutrient elements can be divided into two. Macronutrient, they are required in larger concentration or larger amount. Micronutrient, they are required in very small amount. Macronutrient are of three types. Here we discuss three types of macronutrient, that is nitrogen, potassium and phosphorus. Micronutrient, here we discuss also three example, iron, manganese and zinc. We will discuss their importance and deficiency symptoms. First, nitrogen. Nitrogen is the major constituent of all protein. Their deficiency symptoms is yellowing of leaves and wrinkling of leaves. Here you can see in the picture the leaf is yellow and with wrinkle. Now, phosphorus. Phosphorus constituent of cell membrane and certain protein. Deficiency symptom is purple and red spot on the leaves and delayed germination. The next one is potassium. Potassium helps to the opening and closing of stomata. Deficiency symptom is brown spot on the leaves and poor growth. Now, iron. Iron is the constituent of some protein and their deficiency symptom is also yellowing the leaves. The next one is manganese. Manganese is the constituent of enzyme. Enzyme the elements which control the rate of any biological reaction. Now, the deficiency symptom of manganese is also yellowing of leaves with grey spots. Now, the last one is zinc. Zinc is the constituent of plant hormone and activates enzymes. Deficiency symptom of zinc is D-shaped yellowing leaves and stunted plant growth. This is the end of the chapter. Thanks for watching. If you like our video, like and subscribe and share. Thank you.